So I'm sitting here not moving my truck because I've been here for hours now, only to get in and finally get my paperwork and try to be on my way. But there's a delay because the wrong product was put on the truck, apparently at the shipper. So they rejected those items. And so now I've had to make a claim to the operations, take pictures of what they left on the truck, and now I'm waiting for instructions, a call on instructions on what to do with that product. So I'm not leaving this yard until we get this sorted out. And so that's what's going on. RGB Grafton, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming in. I got the load here. I waited the 2 days so I could at least get through the holiday. Now that I get here, they rejected. No, I'm not reefer, Lance. Thanks for coming in, Lance. I am drive-in. I am at a food service facility. Scorpion Trucker. Hey, Arizona. Yeah, it's hot here too. So I am at a food service distribution center, of course, delivering some dry goods on my dry van. Yeah, and so there's a claim going on. Old school, new school, thanks for coming in. And so I'm venting a little bit. I've already been here. I've already been here for 5 hours, five and a half hours. So needless to say, I had to be taken off my next load because I'm 2 hours late. And then who knows what they're going to have me do with this product, right? And so the reason I'm sitting here being persistent, I'm still in the dock. I already pulled out and took my pictures, sent them into the broker, reported the issue to the broker's operations department. They issue a claim. Apparently, people must send a bunch of emails, make a bunch of phone calls and all that until they determine what my instructions are. So I'm not moving from this spot unless they make me or I get further instructions. I did my part. And everything's documented, right? So I'm already in detention time. So I'm sitting tight until I get a phone call with instructions on what I'm supposed to do with 2 pallets of this product, which is heavy, by the way. It is not a product that can be, dropped off at a food bank so it can be, easily given to the community. It is a commercial thing. So DIY Semi is in the house. My Adventures is in the house. He's heading to your truck and Chris. Fantastic. Praise the Lord. Snorlord is in the house. Jerome Jones and Grafton and everybody else I already said. So Lance says free food. It's not something that I can use. It's syrup. Not the kind we put on our kitchen table. So S125 is in the house. Hello. Thanks for coming in. Tech Truckin's in the house. He says, hello, looking lovely girl and being strong. Yeah, I'm so tested right now. Victor Mejia. God, I hope I'm saying that right, Victor. I'm sorry. Afternoon, he says, Buck Brown's in the house. So, yeah. So I already lost my next load. And it wasn't a huge load, but it was a load to fill in the rest of my day. So that would have given me, 2 load completions today, which would have been a great day in Florida, considering the way freight runs down here. So I lost that piece of the puzzle, and now I'm sitting here. And yes, I am making passive income in trucking by sitting here getting detention time. But if you've ever made a claim, then like it gets a whole bunch of people involved, and then you have to wait an hour or two. In my experience, it's always been at least 2 hours for the phone call for them to tell you what they wanted, right? So that's the period that we're at, even though I've already been here for 5.5 hours. So back to this. The reason is why I'm trying to procrastinate and stay here until we figure out what to do is because there is a gigantic dumpster right here. And your girl's gonna have to get out there and unload these heavy boxes and drop them in that dumpster, because the product doesn't look bad to me, but sometimes they decide what it needs to be damaged, and then the wrong product is on there. So there's some that's not damaged and it's just the wrong product. For instance, if it should be Pepsi or Mountain, and they sent Mountain Dew, for instance, for an example. So, because I'm sitting here trying to think like, oh my gosh, it's a shame to throw that stuff away. And I hope you guys can still hear me because I had to turn on the air. Dee Dee was starting to get crazy. So, I don't know how my signal is, but I hope it's alright. If you haven't hit the like on the way in, hit the like for me. Mind. Hope all you guys are doing great, having a nice smooth day back to work after the holiday. I was so lit up this morning when I got to finally get going, get back to work. I was feeling great, and I still am. I'm really trying not to let this press me, but to be honest with you, like it's pressing my but yeah, so they took so long unloading me as it was, and then I felt them get back on the trailer, and I thought they were making a mistake, like loading me, because I hadn't left the dock yet, because here you have to wait for them to call you to get your paperwork. Well, that was taking forever, but then I felt them go back on the trailer, and then they red lighted me again, and I was just about to get out and be like, hey, I hope you guys aren't loading some load on here, because I'm just waiting for my call for my paperwork. But as soon as I went to get out of the truck, the light turned green. And I was like, okay, maybe they realized they made a mistake. Thought that was it. Well, then I'm waiting and waiting for the phone call. I don't get the phone call. So finally I mosey my little butt up there, and I use the bathroom, and then I come out, and I just happen to see my paperwork on the lady's table, so I asked her about it, and she said yeah, so she has me sign it, and of course there's a overage damage sheet, and so I look and I'm like, oh my gosh. So we're talking to the tune of 21 cases, which is gonna be a workout today for me to, and the pallets, right, that they're sitting on. So I'm looking forward to that after I get the phone call. I don't know what to do with it. I can't imagine a restaurant would be able to take the product, nor do I have the time to mess with that, unfortunately. But I was trying to think of some easy way to bless somebody else with it, but it's not the type of product I can just pull up at the next place and say, hey, you guys want some free soda or whatever? So that's my dilemma. So I decided to pop in and shed some sunshine on everybody's day and encourage you to have a beautiful day. Call me Cooley's in the house. He says, keep going. Thank you, Cooley. Victor says correct on the name calling. Okay, thank you, Victor. I didn't want to mess that up. Jerome Jones says, tell the receiver, do you know I'm a YouTube superstar? I can't wait. No, they don't give no. Look, there's already some staff on deck that's you can see up front that they don't give no you know what. However, I did say, well, what am I supposed to do with it, right? I was just thinking out loud, and she's like, I'm sorry, we don't have anything to do with that. I said, okay, I'll call the broker. S125's in the house. He says someone will take that. Yeah, I'd love to give it to somebody if that's what they instruct me to do. It is some good product, so there is a chance that they may not have me, dispose of it. Like one time that happened, and I ended up having to take the leftover product to like a place, an LTL company, so that they cross-dock it, right? And then I dropped it off at the LTL company, and then they did whatever the shipper decided to do with it from there. So yeah, it's just not an easy product, right? A restaurant would be thrilled to get it, but I don't know if that's against food code or Department of Health things or whatever. So I was like, that could end up in a mess, Buck Brown says no regular work around here, doing debris removal. Okay. Hey man, keep on hustling. Dreamer Seats in the house, blow me a kiss. Thank you, Dreamer Seat. Big Rig CEO says, what are the biggest challenges of having a pup on the road full time? How do you handle the exercise requirements for the pooch? Oh, we get out all the time, Big Rig. I'm into my walking, right? I'm trying to get way more active as much as I can. So there's lots of walks. And I am always concerned about how she looks, like she feels, or how long she's been in the truck, and how long it's been since she went potty and all that stuff. So I take good care of my girl and make sure that, we're both moving as regularly as possible. Cooley says, food bank, churches, giveaway, or dumpster. Yeah, that's my options. That's my options. Cooley says, salvage place also. Cooley says, make sure they compensate you for that. Yeah, so I guess this is kind of a new situation. So yes, I'm on detention time, so we know that. But is there, what is that type of compensation called? Because I've never asked for, like before they paid me for the miles to go there, or extra stop pay or something like that, right? So is there a proper terminology for that? I'm already on my appointment was at 10 o'clock. I was here on time, so I'm in 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I'm at about 3.5 hours detention as it is. If I have to dispose of it, it's going to be their dumpster. It's right there. If I have to take it somewhere, then yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll have to negotiate terms, right? David Edwards is in the house. Hey, David, how's it going? He says, hello, darling. TJ Bull, the wood in the house, he says, it falls under a type of TONU pay plus detention. Okay. So, it's not a TONU because we did get it here, right? So, yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Lance Calvin says, I never seem to have luck with TONU or detention. I never have a problem. Honestly. Like, the brokers I appreciate my work. They don't give me no hassle about any of that. When I ask for it, I communicate well, so everything's documented as it happens. They're always in the loop. They appreciate that. And they're tracking me, right? So if there's any delays, I got all kinds of stuff to cover my butt. And so there's never an issue. And so if you're not a communicator, I think all of that I do helps me out as far as not having any issues with arguing or whatever, getting that stuff. Don't ever be afraid to ask, Lance. But again, I don't know how you work or whatever. I'm an owner operator. I deal with the brokers on the spot market. So I just do good service, and do a great job and have strong relationships because of it. So they want to keep me around. They want to take care of me, and we don't have to have hassles like that. Hassles. Cooley says, it's separate from detention. It depends on if they have you delivered to another location, they can charge it back to the customer. Yeah, so here's the waiting, right? We're in the waiting for the direction, the advice, the instructions, and I'm sitting right here in my dock. Like, I'm not moving until we get something figured out. Or unless the guy comes up and says, hey, you gotta get out of that dock. Then I'll move. And I'm gonna try to stay in here. I'll park off to the side somewhere where I'm not in anybody's way, and I'm gonna stay put. Because I'm on tracking. I have not completed the load yet. I'm still here. We're still working it through, so it's still detention pay. David Edwards says, trying to figure out how to get past a DOT physical. If you want to tell me what the issue is it a health reason? Is it a other reason? So, it's Tuesday. Me and Dee Dee had like 2 walks this morning. I also did my workout in the truck here while I was waiting to get unloaded. So I got a workout in. I'm really doing good at staying consistent with my workouts. For those of you guys that don't know, I went through my period of some deep fasting. I've gotten so like skinny fat from that. And I got muscle that's drooping and my, so what I realized that I needed to do is take a break from the hard fasting, the long fasting, because I've done cleansed every cell in my body at this point. So now for the next 6 weeks, I'm doing like one of those exercise shred programs to build muscle, and I have increased my protein intake greatly so that I can build muscle. And I'm lifting weights and resistance training. So that's what's going on. Because I got to tighten everything back up. Like, okay, we lost fat. Now we add muscle. So that's what we're doing. So I got a nice little workout here right in the cab of the truck. And that helped reduce some stress. And so I've got my health stuff accomplished today. I'm proud of me. I hope you guys have too. If you haven't, you still have time for breaks to walk and whatever. And when I get out tonight, me and Dee Dee always go on a long walk at night when I shut the truck off. So some of the challenges, I guess, it's just timing. She's learned to. We work when we work, and she's patient. And when she's getting to the point where like she can't wait to go potty or she's getting antsy or whatever, like I can tell, and she'll let me know. I have a balloon healer / Australian Shepherd mix puppy. She's my trucking pup, and she is a very good trucking dog. She's very smart. She communicates a lot. Those dogs communicate a lot. So she lets me know, man, when she's not having it, like we need to stop or whatever. If that be the case, but we're pretty good. Like there's not a point in here where I don't stop about every 3 hours, whether it's for fuel or at the rest area, so we can take a walk, because I'm keeping an eye on my movement as well. TJ says, oops, I already read that, sorry. Part-time trucker retired is in the house. He says, yes, agree, communication is key. TJ says, if it affects your next load, possible cancellation, that is a type of TONU. It's not your fault, and the time should be compensated. Right, so as far as I know, I just get detention pay, right? I don't think they're going to try to cover, what I lost on the next load. They're just going to give me what I can get, right? Umberto says, hey Shannon, how are you? David Edwards says, health. Umberto says, what's wrong, David? Do you do the green stuff? David says, CPAP. I subconsciously take it off before the compliance time due to my PTSD. Oh, I see, David. Well, I guess, the only thing with the DOT physical is you got to figure out a way for that challenge, right? And you got to, or do what's necessary, I guess. I don't want to say it. So you got to figure out how to do what's necessary so that you can get past. And I know that's a lot to deal with, David. So my prayers for you, and God bless you. I hope that you can do some things that'll help you heal from that. Saying good afternoon, everyone. Umberto says, "Hey, cheap freight. Don't tell me is you taking the dollar miles loads." Haha. In Florida, everybody's taking dollar mile loads, except for me. Because I got set straight on Jeffrey Lake's channel, Truckers Education Network. I learned a lesson yesterday from the professor. And we put it out there live on video. So if you haven't seen it, go to his channel. Check out the live he did yesterday with me. And we have revamped our whole load plan. I need to get one of those, and I shouldn't have to, but I need to get one of those programs that stops scam likely calls, because I swear, I don't know what, but they're calling me like 100 times a day from all these different numbers, and I keep blocking them. David Edwards says, make sure you live your best day every day. And that's all I try to do, right? And I try to encourage other people to do the same. Just get better. Just keep working on it. It's not a quick thing. It's a life journey. At least for me it is. I can say that for myself. Like, I'm still working on stuff. And I'm getting better every day. And I'm being patient with me. However, I'm also, a pretty tough boss of me too, so. David says, I'm a retired firefighter medic. Oh, wow, that's cool. Chief Freight Hauler says, not this time, Umberto. Umberto says, Shannon, it's true. I see loads try to negotiate and they just tell me why I negotiate when I have people to do that. Flip-floppers. Yeah, that's the game, Umberto. He's all up in that Landstar. He's doing the spot market thing. I'm sure you're learning a lot as you go. TJ says, I was listening to your conversation with Blake earlier about the cost per day and deadheading, etc. And when I met Jeff at Schneider, he still said he still used cost per day method, but told me get a load to help compensate for fuel to your main load. So I'm confused, or does it depend on the situation or company? I think what we were focusing on yesterday was time, because time and saving fuel, because you can run somewhere quicker to go there, to go out to that load and save on fuel because you're empty. So it's not a large expense to cover that. I think that's what we were getting at. What I had done to put it out there is that I booked loads like one dayers, right? So I could bang them out in one day. It was like $300, $300. So it's taken me till Friday to accumulate like $1,900, when if I just drive up to Georgia real quick, I can get a 2-day load that'll bring me in 15, and then I still got days to work with, right? Like Friday, Saturday to increase that. Or jump on another load that'll keep me going through the weekend. So it's about getting moving, So you can't, and I did mention that, like if you can fit a load, like that's what this next load was. It was my in-between, so it was going to let me finish out the rest of the day with a second load, a quick second load. And then I would hightail it up to the next place to go pick up that good paying load. And so unfortunately I lost this load because of this situation, so that's not going to work out. But I'm going to stick to my plan. I've already booked my great load coming out of that next place, and so basically now my schedule's freed up to just go ahead and drive up there. and I can pick that up earlier now because I had a pickup window. So it's gonna work out. But the main thing is we got back in the movement. I'm not getting stuck anywhere. I'm not struggling with $300 days. Like I get, my target is $1,000 days. So it was ridiculous what I put together, but I was tired, I was desperate, and I'm not trying to give an excuse, but my mind was like, I get crazy when I sit. Like I was hating it. It felt like the longest weekend of my life. And then I still have to wait through Labor Day, right? Like I was kind of like, I have to get moving, and the way that they were talking, they're like, well, we're seeing out till next week. We don't really a lot of new loads popping up. So I'm like, kind of like, oh my God, well, I guess it's better to book a load and then to not have any loads at all, right? That was my thinking at the time. Well, then if you go back and watch Jeff's live, like, Jeff is my mentor, and so he taught me a lesson, which he's great at doing, and I appreciate him. And so he helps me rethink some stuff sometimes in a different perspective. And so we did that, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. Jeff has spoken on that method, a couple of times. Sometimes you just got to go. You got to get out of a situation like this. And so that's what I'm going to do. I revamped everything, and we're going to do it the way he said. And sure enough, it got me to a great load really fast instead of trying to work my way up to get that great load that probably wouldn't have been there when I would get there after connecting loads, right? So I'm just going to shoot out of the cannon. So I lost about $300 on that afternoon load, and that sucks, but we can't dwell on it, guys. We got to get moving. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you so much. I hope this is a fun break to your, if it's a Monday day for you, like, I just figured, well, let's break it up a little bit. TJ says, get a load to help constant fuel to your main load. So confused. Okay. I guess it's just a judgment call. I think, figure out what you want to do. You figure out how long it's going to take you to get back in the flow, right? Because you got to get to the flow. Big Rig CEO says, when this happens to me, I charge for detention at $50 per hour if told to dispose. I charge a disposal fee at $250 if I donate it. Charge mileage plus stop pay at $150. I've never been paid less than $500. Oh, wow. I'm going to give that a shot on this one, Big Rig CEO. I mean, I'll dispose of it here, but I'll still try the fee. Humberto has great news. Direct shipper calls him today from where he lives to Texas. Pays really good. It's already to the 15th. Haha, now I have managed to be here, and it's Friday. Well, that's great news, Humberto. Congratulations. So he'll drive on the weekend to go to Dallas, Texas. Nurture that relationship, Humberto, if it works for you, right? Do good service. Communicate well and make it work for you. Sounds like a great opportunity. Chick Freight Heller says, I've done messed up. Probably going to get a Dallas something, load back to Georgia. Yeah, that's all that there is. Like, I've spent more time on the load boards the past couple days than I have spent on the load boards in the past 3 months. I'm not joking. So, I'm sorry. Yes, I got a little emotional. Yes, I got antsy. Yes, I got exhausted. Yes, I got desperate, like all of that. I'm not gonna lie. TJ says, yeah, my situation at the time was same day pickup with 300-mile deadhead or grab a load on the way and drop and hook. My big paying load had midnight too. Yeah, very similar situation. So I understand that. Umberto says, yeah, but the problem is I try to add 2 or 3 loads on the trailer, but agents don't let me do that. Also saying it's a full load, but it's only 30% of the trailer and it's 10,000 pounds each. Yeah, doing LTLs is a lot of coordination, and you'll find that it's difficult, Umberto. Believe me, I've been looking and looking for those opportunities too, but I can never seem to get everything to match up to in the right way. So I haven't been able to create some of those myself. Chief Freight Hauler says, grabbed a decent paying load to Oregon, thinking I had a few weeks before fall nursery runs. Nursery called this morning saying fall fans start this weekend. Oh wow. Okay, so now does that put you in a pickle for like getting back in time, or that's what I'm thinking it might be doing because you weren't ready for that. Are they doing it sooner, right? TJ says, basically it covered the fuel expense and put $100 in my pocket, and then it made me use my time with profit in Michigan. Okay. Yeah, it's going to work out for me that same type of way. But we're going to, like I said, to me the benefit is getting back in the right area, and I am accomplishing that, and I will have a little bit of money. Maybe not if I fill up my tanks. Sometimes I just like to spend a whole load and fill up my tank so I don't have to worry about it on the next couple loads. Robin's in the house. He says, hi, Shannon. Hi, Robin. Umberto says, yep, she's very good close to your house. Okay, that's a good thing. Super Lady is in the house. Hey, Super Lady. Thank you so much for the like and coming in. TJ says, with all that said, Jeff has helped me greatly in the past, and it has made me a better business person, and he did that out of the goodness of his heart, and that's why I love Jeffrey like yeah, ditto. He makes me better. So in the live, I was willing to be put on the chopping block for everybody else's education, because everything is not always perfect, and I don't always do the right thing, and Jeff is so gracious in the way that he will offer you correction or a lesson. So and the way he delivers his suggestions, like, he's a great teacher. Like, he's great. So good times, you know. But I want to put out my lessons, and it's like, okay, I screwed up. I messed up big time, you know, and then we talk about how we fixed it, right? Vanessa Smithy is in the house. Good afternoon. Just remember, if he closes one door, there is a better one on the way. There is no doubt about that in my mind, Vanessa. You got that right. Umberto says, oh yeah, I believe you, Shannon. You pass a lot of time on the load board because you see these prices. Yeah, but at the same time, I can do it faster, honestly, because I run my business by rate per day. So I glance at what it is on the miles, but that does not make my decision. So you don't have to put so much stress and work into the load board and these rates per miles that you're looking at when you run your business by rate per day. And so now that I've learned that, Jeff has taught me that and tries to teach it to everyone because it's the way to run your business. My life is much less stressful and much easier. A lot of stress in how I used to look at the load board versus how I look at it now is completely different. It's way less stressful. Chick Frailer says, yep, in a pickle. Going to miss the big money loads that go out over the weekend. Well, you know what you do? You gotta hustle and get back in the flow, right? You can catch the next one. I would hope that you don't lose out on it completely. I know that's like a program thing, I think, if it's the one that I know about. But yeah, don't let them not include you in the team, you know. Umberto says LTL, but I found 2 different shippers of hazmat, but go to same customer, and the agent don't let me do same customer don't do, but guess what, he did the other one for the price of one. Yeah, I think what you're experiencing, Umberto, is kind of what I feel like I've heard a lot about how Landstar does stuff. But hey, look, let me encourage you. You're gonna go through all these bumps and bruises, and you're gonna get better at it, right? You're gonna get smarter at how they handle you and handling them. So don't give up. Just hang in there and don't let it get you angry, because you're gonna raise your cortisol. It's gonna make you fat, like stressed out. You don't want to do that. So, you know, you gotta stay healthy. You gotta stay peaceful. So try not to get angry. I know it's frustrating. CB says the secret for doing LTL is to hook up with freight forwarders, not brokers. Ooh. Pro tip. That's interesting. Now I have to learn what that is. I think I know what it is, but I have to see it right. Or, you know, like, I have to look it up. I'm such a nerd. I have to study everything. Okay, so Umberto says, what's wrong with these people? There's nothing. They have a business to run just like you. I mean, they're doing their job. They do what they do. It's your job for your business to flex, adapt, and adjust and find agreeable terms, right? And it sounds like you found something that you have there. So focus on that. Don't let the brokers and the spot market make you crazy, because it can if you let it. Tolka's in the house. He says Umberto says I do the minimum rate per day, but also want to do some amount total per day. Yeah, so that's your rate per day. That's what I mean by your rate per day. Everybody's saying hi. Lance says per day and per mile are just 2 of many factors. Right. And you get better at all of that as you go, right? Adjusting to the challenges, understanding the shippers and receivers and the terrain, right? The land you're going to go over, the weight in that terrain. All those types of things are Robin says I had to come back myself. So, Trials in Trucking, I titled this one because I'm always sharing like what I'm doing. I thought I'd give you guys something different, like, oh, look at this. Look at this now. I can't get out of Florida. Well, yes, I can. I'm in a deadhead. And guess what? Nothing got me. So this was seriously probably the getting held up at what I had scheduled for the worker for the day. What could happen except this, right? So I'm trying to make it positive and enjoy my time instead of sitting here sulking about it. And I'm waiting for the magic phone call from the claims department, which I haven't got yet. So I had some time to hang out with you guys. Uh-oh, where'd I go? There I am. Okay, Chief Freight Hauler says nap time for me. Have a great day. Chief Freight Hauler, great job. Focus on what you got going on. Have a great nap. God bless you and sweet dreams. And you're going to get there. You just got to make some adjustments, right? Now you know. So it's just a new challenge, and I am confident that you will handle it. Robin says, I'm out. Everyone, love you all. Thanks for coming in, Robin. Okay, so that's what's going on. Umberto says, load from Florida to Canada, Shannon. I see 3, but you have to do right. Sometimes you got to. But if you look at it from the different perspective of the daily rate, like you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You can hit your daily rate, and then if you look at the rate per mile, it looks like it sucks. And so much so, like you would look at it on the load board and pass it up. But if you look at it the other way, you can do that load, and you still make money. So I had to adjust my mindset to that and practice it to really, really like get it in, you know. And it's great. Like I'm telling you, it's less stressful. It's not so easy to wrap your head around it until you try it, right? Until you put it to the test. It's then that you really grab a hold of that concept, you know. So yeah, I can't wait to get out of work. I have been here since the hurricane, 2 days before the hurricane. I had to wait. I'm still here. And that's largely due, yes, I was delayed 2 days because of the hurricane, but then, oh, thanks, USA, for another holiday to the calendar, which adds another holiday week. And it just so happened that those two things happened close together to each other, so it feels like I've been sitting for a whole week or two. It feels like a month, to be honest with you. So I'm like, ugh. So I was flowing this morning. I was all geeked about flowing, about getting rolling again and all that. Speed bump. It's alright, guys. We're going to work it through. There's nothing else to do. And we're going to be patient. And I'm going to try to sit here like a stone until I get resolution. So, that's what's good today in Shannon's world, y'all. I hope you are out there flipping loads, getting busy, getting the good loads, being the better cat, making the better deal. I'm sure you are. I'm sure, because that's what you guys do. You know it. And if you didn't catch it, Sterling had a great interview with Snorlord last night. You guys, it's a long show, but I learned so much more about my friend Snorlord, and more about his musical career and stuff like that. And Sterling did an outstanding job and a professional job at the interview. So if you're looking for something to listen to while you're going down the road, go to Sterling Wheel, pull up that video from last night. It was a good time. And then what happened? And then Jeff there. And Umberto's at Landstar. And you guys are plugging away, making money. Oh, here's some news. I get a text message saying that my oldest daughter, now, for those of you that don't know, I have three wonderful and happily married daughters, and they are all pregnant at the same time. So I'm getting 3 grand. Boom, boom, boom. Between what was October, then December, then February, right? 1, 2, 3. I got a text message yesterday saying that the doctor has told my daughter, my oldest one, who's due first, she was due in October. That's the first baby we're supposed to get. It's a boy. He's now coming September 19th. Moved up like a whole month. So that kind of was a shock to my system, because I plan on running my face off until October, when I could try to be home for the baby thing. The birth of the baby. And that universe just cut a month off how much time I had left to be out here. So I gotta do some hustling, and I'm going to. Everything's good. It's gonna be better from here. Just gotta get through today. Then I'm flowing again. I'm doing my Shannon thing, like Jeff said. I need to get back out there and do my Shannon thing. So that was interesting news. I'm very excited, and I'm really hoping to make it home for all 3 births of these babies. I got like, it looks like I got 8 weeks. Okay, if she has it this month, like they're saying, then I'll have 12 weeks until the next one comes in December, right? And December's my birthday, and it's Christmas, so how cool is that going to be? And then the last one, my youngest daughter's baby, is coming last. And that's another little boy. My middle daughter's having a little girl. We're having a girl. And so, we're having boy, girl, boy. So the last little boy comes February. And so, there's that. Virgil's talking about his fuel mileage. Nomadic Brit is in the house. Hey, you Nomadic Brit, good afternoon. Dee Dee in chat. Mississippi heading up to Chicago for the morning. Yeah, I'm going to end up heading up to Illinois. Thank God. It's been so long since I've been able to get to the Midwest. Oh, I love the Midwest. It's my favorite place. Snorlord says, it was a great time. My butt hurt from sitting too long. I knew you had to pee. It was almost like I could read it on your face. And I was thinking, but it was great. Like he did a great job. Like that was a very good job. And I was thinking like your wife was probably getting tired and like, okay, when are you guys gonna be done? But it was a fantastic interview. It was very professional, and he asked you like all the right questions. It was very interesting for us, the audience. So it's worth watching, guys. If you haven't watched it, it's definitely gonna do you well on your long drive, and you will learn a whole other side of Snorlord, the metalhead Viking caveman trucker, that you probably didn't know. Went live together on both their channels, so you can go to Snorlord OG channel and watch that interview there. That's the same interview. They went live together, so, which I'm jealous because I was trying to like do live together with you, Snorlord, but that's okay. Well, you know, I'll let it go. So it was on Sterling Wheel channel and Snorlord OG channel, and so we're trying to get the views up on both of those. It was a great long interview. You will enjoy it. You will be enlightened of the Snorlord kingdom and all that he was and is, and it's delightful. It'll get you down the road. And then if you really want to laugh at my little situation that Jeff had to straighten me out in, you can go to Truckers Education Network and watch his last live. And I put myself out there to be the target of any jokes or snide comments from anybody, and it's okay, because I can take it. I'm tough, okay? And yes, I knew what situation I got myself in. I hated it the minute I hung up the phone with the broker. I didn't feel right about it. I knew it, but in some way I felt like I was trying to protect myself, and I've been patient. Snorlord always tells me, don't panic. And I listen to him. And I listen to Jeff, but it's like, at the moment, honestly, those were the best choices that what was available out there. My mistake was not waiting until the stupid holiday got over with and waiting for all the new loads to post. And I know better than that. But I was getting a little nuts because I've been sitting. You can't let Shannon sit too long. She gets crazy. Dee Dee was, that's why we got out of the truck with my sister. We went to Crazy Sushi. Sushi always quells the Sabbath beast in me. Just so, I always want to have sushi. It makes me very happy. And we went to the coolest sushi place. So my sister got me out of the truck for a few hours, which was good for my mental health. at the time. So there was that. And I spent the night with her, and so Dee Dee got to play with her dogs, and Dee Dee got to like be a dog and have a ball. She loves her dogs. They all love each other. And so she got to have lots of exercise and playtime there, so that was great for her. So, it wasn't all that terrible. And I got free parking the whole time. So that was a blessing because, yeah, it's hard to do that in Florida. But I did it. So it wasn't all bad. I'm not trying to be negative, but it's been trying this week. But I'm staying happy. I'm staying hopeful. I'm going to fight through this process right now. They still haven't even called me yet. You know how this goes, right, guys? So I'm battling through it. And so I thought I'd share a little of it with you because this is different for me. I mean, it does happen to me, but I don't always think to get on it. I'm usually frustrated and, whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to let it have power over me. I'll make my good load tomorrow. I'll be able to still deadhead tonight. I did do the split break thing, so I at least saved some of the hours. But they're starting to kill my clock now. Doing everything I'm supposed to do. And I hope they call soon because I'm going to pull back my trailer right up to that dumpster over there. And I'm going to unload it. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's just like 2 pallets. But like I said, it does make me feel sad because it's brand new product. If they care about it that much, they're going to have me take it somewhere so it can be delivered and still used and still purchased, I would think that would be the wise decision because some of it's just the wrong flavor that they sent, right? There's nothing wrong with the product. We'll see though. I'll keep you guys posted on that. So, yeah, you guys that have been asking about Nomadic Brit, he is in the chat, so say hi. He's rocking, he's still jamming, he's still pressing on. I'm very proud of him, and he's climbing mountains, man, and it's great. It's great. So he's well. No, you guys don't have to worry. I have the privilege of having him come in here. He's a very good friend of mine, so I appreciate that Nomadic Brit that you come into the chat and check on me. And I want to thank all of you guys for coming in and, giving me encouragement and just being there for me to lean on this afternoon for a few minutes because I'm like, if I share it with everybody, then maybe it'll take some of the pressure off. I took Dee Dee out for a walk to lower my cortisol as well, right? Before I got on with you. Made sure she's comfortable, want her to feel good, relaxed, keeping her cool in the truck. And I walked some of it out, and so I just thought I would get on and share it with you and talk about it. My other option was to call Snorlord and be like, I'm freaking out, man! And he'd be like, shit. So, I want to give you love and happiness and joy, and I hope I made you smile, and I hope you're like, oh yeah, I know what that's like. And just some relation to the situation, because I'm sure you guys get through it. Just want to let you know I'm going through it down here in the twilight zone of Florida, and I appreciate you being there for me this afternoon. And so I'll go ahead and cut this off. God bless you guys. Be safe out there. Go get that money. And it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I feel it in my bones. Like we're going to see some relief soon. Just keep plugging away. Keep working hard. Keep your business together. Keep your finances together. Don't be spending no money right now. And keep it tight. And we're going to hang in there until this this crimson tide goes away. And we're going to come out fresh on the other side. So, with that, I leave you with that positivity and have a great day. And thanks again for supporting my channel. Appreciate you guys.